Have you ever looked back at a difficult time in your life and realized, wow, I survived that? We spend so much energy worrying about how we're going to heal that we often miss the quiet, profound evidence that the process is already underway. We expect healing to be a dramatic, movie-like transformation, a burst of light and sudden certainty. But in reality, healing is subtle. It's a series of small, almost invisible shifts in your perspective and your habits that often feel more like awkward growing pains than triumphant victories. This is a strange paradox. The stronger you get, the harder it can be to recognize your own strength. If you've been feeling stuck, lost, or simply unsure if you're making progress, I invite you to pause, listen, and reflect with me today. We're going to shine a light on the subtle, often overlooked indicators that your deepest work is already paying off, and that you are, in fact, silently and powerfully healing.
The first profound sign that you are healing, even if you don't feel fixed, is concept number 1. You are reacting differently to your triggers. Think of your triggers, the people, situations, or comments that used to send you instantly into a spiral of defensiveness, self-doubt, or immediate panic as tripwires. When you were wounded, touching that wire meant an instant explosion of emotion. Now, as you heal, the tripwire is still there, but your internal response has changed. You don't necessarily avoid the trigger, but when it happens, you get a small, precious gap between the trigger and your reaction. Instead of exploding, you might feel a flicker of the old anger or sadness, but instead of acting on it immediately, you might feel your shoulders tense. And then you take a breath. That breath, that momentary internal pause, is the unmistakable sound of healing. It signifies that your nervous system is no longer automatically defaulting to its trauma response. It means you have successfully shifted from reacting to responding.
The second subtle sign of deep healing is concept number 2. You are embracing the mundane and accepting good enough. A wounded mind often feels the constant need for stimulation, drama, or extreme highs and lows to prove that life is worth living or to distract from the pain. We chase the next big thing, the perfect career, or the most intense relationship. True healing, however, often looks incredibly boring from the outside. You start to find genuine contentment in simple, mundane moments, enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, reading a book without checking your phone every 2 minutes, or simply finding satisfaction in an ordinary, productive workday. You realize that good enough is often excellent. This shift indicates that your sense of self-worth is no longer dependent on external validation, extreme achievement, or constant stimulation. It means you are finding your center and recognizing that stability is not a sign of stagnation, it is a sign of peace. This leads us to our first moment of deeper reflection. Reflection prompt number 1. Think about a time this past week when something minor didn't go perfectly, a plan changed, or a task was delayed. Did you manage to let it go within the hour, or did it consume your mental space? What does your answer tell you about the current stability of your inner world? Take a moment to truly listen to that answer.
The third, and perhaps most vital sign that your healing journey is progressing is concept number 3. Your capacity for self-compassion is expanding, even when you fail. When we are deeply hurt, our inner critic tends to be brutal. Healing doesn't mean the inner critic disappears. It means you gain the ability to comfort the part of you that the critic attacks. When you make a mistake now, the first voice you hear might still say, "You're an idiot." But the second, stronger voice steps in. "I understand why you did that. That was a difficult situation, and I still love you."
This voice of self-compassion is the true measure of your recovery. You stop seeing mistakes as fatal flaws and start seeing them as necessary information for growth. You recognize that recovery is a spiral, not a straight line. You might revisit old behaviors, but now you do it with curiosity and kindness, not shame. This is your second point of reflection. Reflection prompt number 2. When was the last time you made a genuine mistake or felt overwhelming guilt? Did you spend more time punishing yourself or more time trying to understand what lesson you could extract? Commit to treating yourself as you would treat a dear friend who came to you with the same problem.
Ultimately, healing is not about becoming a new person. It is about returning to the person you were always meant to be, unburdened by old pain. It's not a destination. It's the quiet, consistent act of choosing kindness over criticism, presence over panic, and a deep breath over a quick reaction. The signs are there, often hidden in the ordinary rhythms of your day. Your job is simply to slow down enough to listen and reflect. Recognize the courage it takes to heal and celebrate these subtle victories. Join our growing community of reflective minds. If this message resonated with you today, share in the comments below one subtle sign of healing you've noticed in yourself recently. Is it a calmer breath, a quieter moment, or a kinder inner voice? Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep reflecting on the beautiful, powerful process you are undergoing.